Yeah.
Yeah. So you were late again, Bill.
Oh, no, I'm not late again. I'm here. I'm trying out some new equipment, so stand by. If things go flaky, see, does this work?
If it goes flaky, blame Bill, because it's always Bill's fault. Let me see. Can I get that in the shot?
There you go. Yeah, let's do all of our pre-production live on here. That's the best way to do it. That's VHS show. That's typical of VHS.
But that is VHS,
It's budget.
right?
It's
that
budget.
You have to hit the tracking to adjust it.
That's right. All we're doing is hitting tracking right now.
This is just tracking. We're getting it right.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't Blu-ray. This is
my
not
God.
the Blu-ray show.
All right. We forgot to run the intro because you were so excited.
Go ahead, run the intro. All right, everybody.
Welcome to the
intro.
VHS show. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back, everybody. How's it going? I'm your co-host of VHS Adventure. My name is Bill. With me, as always, is Chris Roberts over there. He's the analog legend. He has a monster analog collection. Anything magnetic tape-wise, he's got it. How you doing, Chris?
Good. You seem very pleased with yourself. They can't see what I see, but you seem very into that intro.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
you didn't like that.
That's good. I did.
Work. That took some work.
That's big time, man. When you get an intro like that, you know that is one of my pet peeves, though. With not our podcast, even though it's not really a podcast, but like podcasts, they'll start with a little sprinkle of what's going on. You know, like, hey, listen to this little part, and then they'll kick in their like 45-second original music, and it's like, I don't care. Just I tuned into your true crime podcast to hear about murders, not your aspiring musical career.
Well, gathering all those distributor logos, I think the VHS community would get a kick out of seeing all those.
No, that's cool, man. I just breaking balls.
Okay, I see the chat's already active. I wasn't even seeing who's in the chat beforehand because I was dealing with this camera, which died. That's it.
Yeah, that's good. Good job, Bill.
See, what a grand experiment that was.
That lasted all of 45 seconds? That was horrible, dude. What do you do?
Okay, so I will have to spend money. See, what
did you try to do? Use duct tape or something? What?
No, I'm using my actual DSLR camera with the HDMI live converter. Takes the HDMI of the camera and pumps it live out there.
Yeah.
But I am at the mercy of the batteries of the camera. And so this was an experiment, see what it looks like. If you guys tell me it looks good, I will invest in a direct AC.
It looks great. Nice and black. That's perfect. I'm so happy to see you. You never look better, Bill.
Let's see.
There you go.
No, that's the bottom camera.
I know. No, the other camera looked really good, though, buddy. That was pretty good.
That's not a good camera either. No good. Nothing's working, folks. That's why we got Chris Roberts. He's going to float the show for us while I...
you know what? I actually dropped the tape, and I don't know where it went.
Okay. Well, first of all, let's say hello to all the new subscribers.
Did we lose you, Bill? Or did we lose me?
Of the channel. We do all kinds of fun stuff here, and VHS is a new thing that I've succumbed to as for collecting because it is so cheap and readily available and fun to collect. So that's what we're into. This is a 10th episode, I think, right? This is a milestone for us. Me and Chris Roberts talking about VHS. It all started when I came across a huge cache of over 500 tapes that we had to go through and eliminate the bulk of them. And I ended up keeping some. I didn't want to become a collector, but now I'm a VHS collector, it seems.
I didn't hear any of that, but I think you were saying that you didn't want to be a VHS collector, but now you're all in.
Not all in. Not all
No,
in.
you're all in, dude. You're all in. You're throwing out your Blu-ray.
Here we go. Yeah, I like that camera. So how's that look?
That looks good.
We're back to the old crappy webcam. So
was
this is
horrible.
what we were using. We're
It
just
didn't
gonna
work, huh?
we need to invest into direct AC power into it. We can't trust these batteries. So I'll do
What
it.
you need to do is get yourself an old VHS camcorder and have that broadcast. You could say that we're the only YouTube channel that broadcasts through a VHS camcorder, and that would be true.
Wow, that's true. You know, the old rig I had for when my first kid was a baby over her crib, I had rigged up an old VHS camcorder, like chained it above the wardrobe so it shot down into the crib, and then I used like these wireless video senders to send it throughout the house. So whatever TV you're on, as long as you have that video receiver, you could tune into that channel to see what was happening in the crib. That was years ago. Now they have that for real, where you don't have to rig all that stuff. What do you do over there? I
Well, there was a reflection right here. If you want to see the ending of Karate Kid.
Okay, well, at least with that bit of technology patched out, I can show you how, viewers, I was able to bring you some new VHS upscaled to HD videos out there. I was using this thing that you can get on Amazon. Who needs Elgato and all that crap?
Man, that is so small. I saw that and it looked bigger in the picture, but now with some sort of perspective there, that thing's like an old flash drive almost.
Yeah, exactly. And it will grab this, as we learned last time, this VCR does have HDMI out, progressive video out through HDMI. So the digital conversion is happening in there. It's captured with this thing and talks to the computer, and you record it on your computer, and away you go. And then I'm getting these legacy TV recordings that I have up on YouTube, which seem to be going pretty good. Hey, Matt Bandy. He's leaving.
Yeah, we'll see you soon, Matt. Make sure you like on your way out.
So if you guys are looking for a way to get HDMI to your computer cheaply, you don't need a $300 Elgato business. You just need one of these under $20 thumb drive.
Yeah, and you uploaded a video recently, right? Bob Dylan 60 Minutes or something. Was that from that?
Exactly. That's one of the very first things I ripped from the VHS was that Bob Dylan interviewed by Ed Bradley. Hey, Trent, good to see you. I've been sitting on that tape for like 17 years, and finally, I didn't want to put it, I have other VHS stuff on this channel, concerts I put up, but just the quality is so bad when you dump from gen to finally get it,
right,
onto a DVD and then onto the computer and rip it again. This is going direct VHS HDMI into the computer.
It's about as good as you're going to get because it's only one drop off. So
yeah, for VHS.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's not digital.
There's not a lot to work with there.
Right.
But the people love it. People love that video. I'm glad people appreciate it.
No, it got a decent amount of views.
I think in the States, you could always go back and see old 60-minute segments on CBS website, but here in Canada, that stuff's blocked. So
yeah, there's regional restrictions and stuff on stuff like that.
And I'm very happy to see everyone engaged in that video. Tons of comments and conversation about it.
That's really cool.
Bob fans are the greatest.
Oh, wow. Right? I mean, they're okay, I guess. They're all right.
Oh, my God. Okay. Chris Roberts has been pushing off this show for a while. I apologize to the audience. The VHS show was every 2 weeks.
I know. I've been working a lot, and it's been really hard because me and Bill are in two different time zones. Well, three, I don't know. Different time zones completely. He's 3 hours ahead of me, so when I'm getting off work, he's ready to go to bed, and it hasn't really been lining up. So we'll do what we can.
That's a couple of the excuses he fed me. There is another one, but
what was it? What was the other one?
I'll tell you, today is the opening game of the NHL preseason, Montreal versus Toronto in Toronto.
Listen,
I could be watching that.
Those days I was still working anyway, so I didn't get to. I was working. It didn't matter.
That's true.
Yes, you're right. I am a big fan of football, so it's hard for me to pull away on Monday nights and Thursday nights. But I was willing to this past Thursday. I just had to work.
And Sunday nights.
Well, Sunday night, no. That's the best game.
Oh, my God. Anyways.
You realize they take the best game and they put it on Sunday night, or at least the perceived best game.
I block it all out due to me having to work with football. It's you
also have to work with Bob Dylan, I'm sure. You guys have shown some of that at some point. You somehow watch that.
No, that's different. Football is painful at work as a broadcaster. Anyways, I digress.
All right, digress. All you need to digress. I think
so.
It's good stuff.
It's been a while. Oh, you want to talk about my work stuff? Okay, yeah. He cuts me off whenever I get talking about work too much. So.
Dude, the last time I went down that road, you gave me the fucking sign.
Hey, no, let's move on. Let's move on indeed. So it has been 2 to 3 weeks. Trent is saying VHS over hockey. So we have picked up quite a bit of things. I've been sitting on some stuff I couldn't wait to show you guys, especially Chris Roberts, to make him jealous, because it's rare that I get a chance to do that. And so we'll be doing that.
Too, but let's see.
We'll be showing you what we picked up and probably some highlights out of Chris Roberts' collection, because he's got some highlights to show.
I have a lot of stuff that I picked up recently, so let's see how this goes. I like to show some highlights, but this is highlights, so I got at least 4 tapes that are top shelf, very top shelf.
Great. Well, I have some hardware that's top shelf. Are you ready for that?
Sure. Start it off. Let's see what you got.
Okay. If you watch our vinyl live chat, which happens on this channel as well, I showed off a cassette deck I picked up at a yard sale. That was like a 2-for-1 kind of deal. 2 pieces of electronic hardware at this yard sale. They both had $5 on it. I asked them, this old junk, how about both for $5? And he said, sure. So I got that cassette deck, which, by the way, I couldn't bring myself to sell or flip. It's now squeezed into my system upstairs.
Right.
And the other thing that caught my eye was, well, maybe I'll show you the peripheries that come with it. It came with one of these. Gotta love that. Remote control. JVC. Came with the instruction manual. And you'll notice that right there. Big old SVHS on there. And here's the deck. Look at this thing.
Yeah. Well, I have the exact, I don't know if it's definitely a JVC Super VHS. There might be 2 models. I'm not quite sure, but it looks almost identical to mine. It's a great deck, dude.
Yeah, you got a jog and shuttle on there, which is rare to have. So you can go frame by frame. No HDMI out on here, but S-video out. And this,
definitely no HDMI, but S-video at the time was the highest you could go. Plus, they made that specific format for it.
So SVHS on that deck is true SVHS, true SVHS. This one here, and I've showed these before, this does play out SVHS, this deck and this deck. SVHS is a higher level of VHS. It's a specific tape. It's a density of oxide that will only play on SVHS players. These ones aren't real SVHS playout. You got to be careful with that. They figure out how to play SVHS, but not at the SVHS. Like SVHS offers somewhere above 400 scan lines, whereas VHS offers around 200 scan lines. So this figures this out. You can see it says here SQPB, which means super quasi playback of SVHS. So it's not the real playback, but this new JVC one is the real deal.
Yeah, that's good.
Plays and records SVHS,
and they get it for $2.50. I mean, that's amazing
with the remote. Untested yet.
I got mine for $15 without the remote, but I was able to get the remote for $10 on eBay, so $5 purchase. Yeah, you definitely trumped that.
I was very happy with that. And well, the other big pickup, of course, was this. If you guys watched last episode, I was saying how I couldn't do anything with this because of its dubbing format was lost because I don't have the remote control for this. So I couldn't dub to the DVD recorder. However, this just supersedes everything, even a million times better, because now we're going digital to digital.
Right. You don't need a dub.
Now I don't need to dub. So all of you sleuths out there looking for a Toshiba remote control for me, I'd still like it, but not 100% necessary.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have just for the other features on the unit, but.
And before we get into like the tapes and stuff, I do want to show you one more thing. I sent Chris Roberts a question about this because I wasn't sure. I remember using these back in the day, but I asked him, do these things, would they still work? Or did they ever even really work? Or was it just make-believe?
Well, I don't know. I couldn't know. I don't know how good they are compared to the wet format.
Yeah, this is dry.
That's what I use on mine because that's the ones I have. I don't have any wet ones with the actual fluid. I guess you could put rubbing alcohol in them. I don't know. I don't want to mess them up. I do know people clean them with rubbing alcohol, so I don't see why you couldn't substitute rubbing alcohol over that solution that goes into the wet ones. But
I think you're right. I did come across the wet one too this past week.
Yeah, it has a little hole, and you get that solution and I'm sure there's alcohol in that solution, right? I mean, what else would it be?
No, that's it. That's what we would clean our broadcast machines with.
So I would just use a high percentage alcohol, like a 91 if you can get it or higher.
Yeah, isopropyl.
Yeah, I would imagine it would work.
Reg, iso, burp, 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 up and down on the drums, and
but if you're going to actually use the tape,
the tape cleaner,
you could. If you had that little bottle, you could probably suck it in and then shoot it right back out or whatever.
Okay. Sounds exciting.
Dude, it's not my fault you haven't had a date in a while. Don't drag me into this.
And look at this thing also. It's for VHS or SVHS.
That's pretty cool, man. I haven't seen one that had the S on it. So
again, cool. If you want to get more into the technicals of the SVHS versus VHS, happy to go there. But Chris Roberts likes me to move on.
Well, we can't spend an hour on that, Bill.
Send us questions, all you want in the live chat, and we'll answer them. Or you can send us an email at starttocontinuemail@gmail.com. Show us pictures of your collection, whatever you want. We're there.
Yeah, for sure. We'll show them. Or you can come on live. If you got something cool to show, call in.
100%. Put a note in the text. We'll get you in. It's easy. Yeah. You don't need a camera if you don't want to be on.
You could use you don't need the camera, but you can also just use your phone. You don't need a computer or anything. I've done with on phone.
That's right.
Yep. All right. So you want to see a tape?
Do you want to see a tape?
All right. I want to start off with something odd. Okay. So locally, there's this Mexican restaurant that my family used to take me to as a kid. And we didn't go out to like restaurants very often when I was a kid. It was usually fast food, or at least my parentsmayways. But there was a buffet Mexican restaurant called Ole Frijole. And when I was at at an estate sale, apparently Raymond Essner, who was age 47, this is his demo tape. So when you watch it, it shows him, I remember these commercials too, because they didn't have that many of them. So essentially he's going through the buffet line and he's picking stuff up and putting it on his plate. And that's how the commercial is. And, of course he's happy. Oh, hey, look, I'm getting Mexican food. But on this tape, they're actually recording it and they're shooting it. So they're giving him instructions like, no, folk, get more onions, or act really happy, get some enchiladas. So this is something I'd like to upload to the channel, or another channel that we're thinking of uploading some stuff to. So this is something I definitely want to get up there, just because I imagine since 1982, no one's ever watched this except me, because I guarantee you his family didn't give a shit.
Did that guy get the official gig?
I believe he did. I think it doesn't say on this because this is just a screen test. So, like if you look, this is just Raymond's screen test, right? And then, on this one, it's just like Ole Frijole. And the other thing, well, I guess it doesn't matter. But as a kid, I didn't know that Frijole meant bean. I just thought it was just a word that rhymed with Ole because it was like the bullfighter thing. But anyway, so today I went tape hunting. Now, I don't think I've talked about this on the show yet, but there's something that I kind of look for it's odd, but I really enjoy watching them. And that's people's weddings tapes. So, so I got a couple of tapes already. The top one's from 1986. The bottom one's from 1993. And the top one I've watched all the way through. It's not as long as I would hope, but it shows like their basic ceremony, and then it has a little bit of the reception. Of course, the joke everybody always shoots me is, "Hey, did it have the honeymoon?" But no, it didn't. I haven't watched Jim and Audrey's yet. Audrey? Yeah, I haven't watched theirs yet, and I've been meaning to. It's been on the back burner. But today,
it's not weird at all.
Well, actually, it was yesterday. I found Roy and Jan's. So I got Roy and Jan's. It doesn't have a date on it, but I have to imagine this is pre-2000. And it also has their rehearsal and their wedding. And of course, someone started to write recital. So they corrected that. But so
they taped over the recital.
Or maybe.
Yeah.
So, and then today, it's over there. I can't reach it, but and this one almost was a little heartbreaking. It's like, hold on, I'm just gonna grab it. Give me a second.
Ooh,
crazy.
All right. My question is, does he have his pants on while he's watching these wedding videos? What is he looking for in the wedding videos? Does he sit and watch it all at regular speed? Like, does he fast forward through it? Like, oh shit. I don't know. I've never heard of anyone wanting to watch wedding videos, let alone strangers. And hey, he's back.
Yeah, I heard you.
He's a good guy.
No, actually, I left it in the car, but it has their kids' first steps and their first Easter and their first Christmas. I'm like, why would you sell this? I guess a better question is, why would I buy it? But I hope there's something train wrecky on it. So that's why. Anyway, those are a couple. And also, I got my first bootleg. Now, if you're into the VHS community, something that they like to do when they just, bootleggers, is they like to take a modern movie and putting it on VHS, but then also making like an old style VHS cover for it. So a group that I'm in, I don't really want to say any of this because I don't want to get nobody in trouble. So let's just say his name is, Jim. He makes it in VHS group, and I got the Suicide Squad on this like remade tape. So, and it's really cool because he puts like the new release on it. He gave it like a alternate name and everything. And on the back it's got, and it really feels and looks like a legitimate tape. And then he even did this too. So this is really cool. Like, so he did a paint job on it.
Holy mackerel. What? And they sell that?
Oh yeah. And then, he even has cool little stickers and, it's a certified banger. See, look at that. He even modernized the stickers. So that was pretty cool. And thanks, Jim, for this blank tape that has nothing on it. Thank you. Appreciate that. This non-violation of the copyright. This has nothing on it. This is just for display purposes. Yeah. And I do appreciate that. That was really cool. It's a good deal.
God, the show is so unprofessional.
Yeah, you were very unprofessional.
I'll just set changes here.
I'll just show a couple more tapes. So I did some thrifting recently, and I was so happy to find, and I know this movie probably doesn't hold up, but this was something I used to watch on cable with my friends, and it had a couple of funny lines that we used to repeat a lot. This was a very early, of Paul Rodriguez, and it's called the Whoopee Boys. Have you ever seen this movie, Bill?
No. What
No?
the hell kind
You've
of
never
cover is
seen this?
that? No.
Yeah, these guys, they're like pranksters, and they're immature. But so this guy right here, he's really into this chick, who's kind of like a debutante. Her dad has money, and he doesn't want his daughter with anybody, so they have to be somebody with a little prestige to him. So his buddy Paul there says, "Hey, why don't you go to charm school so you can learn how to trick the guy?" So he goes to charm school, and basically shenanigans happens. And there's a bunch of people there at this charm school, and it's a goofy comedy. And I used to watch it a lot on the movie channel, and I was really, and this is in great shape too. It's like perfect. I mean, probably they didn't watch a lot because it's probably not that good of a movie, but my very early teenage self loved this thing.
I never heard of it. Does that have a value associated with it?
I think it's probably about $10 tape. It's the more high end tapes will come at the end. But then here's another one that was another. Well, if I say teenage, that's probably not true. It's probably early 20s. But so I think most people probably watch Dazed and Confused.
Oh yeah, love it.
One, yeah, well, this one's better. The Stone Age is a much better movie.
Oh my god,
much better movie.
It
than
is
Dazed
horrible.
No, this is really this is a very good. I love this movie.
I want to take you off screen.
How's that?
I couldn't even get through 20 minutes of it. It was so bad.
Because you're a big square. No, dude,
it is bad.
These two dudes are out for what every teenage boy's out for, to get high, drunk, and get laid. And this is a good movie. This movie has a pedophile in it. One of the main characters is a grown man going after teenage girls. His big line is, "No matter how old I get, they stay the same age." Fuck this movie. This movie sucks. This is the better movie right here. Stoned Age. Prove me wrong. What's so much better? No, it's a better movie. You're wrong. You know what you're talking about.
Viewers attempt to watch. Well, I don't even want to tell you to go watch it because it is.
Yeah, don't watch that one. This one's got a bad Matthew McConaughey as a pedophile. You don't want to watch this movie. Don't watch that.
No, come on, dude.
It's like 26, 27 years old going after 16-year-old girls, dude.
Because you and our buddy Matt Bandy in the Vinyl Show talked me into watching that movie, so I went and looked for it and watched it. And
you didn't like the Stoned Age?
No, it was horrible.
No, it's not horrible. It's awesome.
I want to find.
It's got a bunch of good lines too.
I'm looking for my review so I can give you exactly what I thought of it after I saw it.
You said you turned it off, so now you're being disingenuous. Which is it? Did you watch the whole thing or did you turn it off?
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I wrote a review of it.
Then your review is invalid. You can't watch a part of a movie and then turn it off.
That movie, hey, I sit through all kinds of movies, no matter what. But
I just watched it the other day. It was fun. It's a fun teenage.
The dialogue is so scary bad.
Oh, no. Not at all. Anyway, Bill's wrong. So, how about this movie? Ever seen The Good Son?
Yes.
What do you think about this one? It's a good movie. It's like horror-ish. I wouldn't call it a true horror, but I think they referred to it as a thriller. Yeah, it's a haunting thriller.
Yeah, I saw it like once.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That was it. It's a good movie.
I don't like seeing kids take the dark road that much.
You didn't like The Omen?
Yeah, it's done better in The Omen, I would say. I don't know.
Well, I think The Omen's a better series for sure, but this is a one-off. This is good. And this was a big turning point for Macaulay Culkin. I don't think he recovered from this movie, actually.
Oh, that could be it, yeah.
Right? Yeah. I don't think his career ever done anything after this, but this was a big difference from his Home Alone days.
Oh my God, yeah. It was just disturbing and it was uncomfortable to watch.
Oh no, it was very comfortable.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, Duke, you don't like the other two? What about I think the middle one, I think the first one's the best out of the three, but I like part two a lot. I think the kid who played like that teenage Omen was pretty good.
I don't know if I've seen the sequels.
Well, it's a trilogy. You have to watch them. It's a true trilogy. How about this? Did you ever watch the Masters of the Universe?
Oh, of course.
Okay. Yeah. Look at this tape. It's got a nice little rental sticker. Look at this rental place. Let me get it in there. It's a motel and a video store.
Yeah. In Morningside.
Yeah, Morningside Motel and Video in Minnesota. Moorhead.
When I first heard
Moorhead at the motel.
When I first heard that movie was coming, and I think I saw it advertised like in a comic book of all things, because that's how you heard about things back in the day.
Yeah,
I was so excited as a huge He-Man fan, and then Dolph Lundgren seemed perfect for the role.
Yeah, I thought so. I just it didn't work out that way, but
no,
for sure,
not executed well. I remember watching it recently here, and I don't know if it was Prime or Netflix or somebody had it in full on HD, right? And I'm watching it on my projector screen, which is a pretty big screen. And when they were doing close-ups of Skeletor, you could see like where it was supposed to be the black cavities of his nostrils. You could see the mesh fabric.
That's unfortunate. Yeah. I have it on Blu-ray, and there is some unfortunate costume choices.
Yeah.
But they were doing the best they could at the time. I mean, they were trying to give more definition. I watched a good documentary on it recently, and they were talking about how they had a different mask that probably would have looked better, but you wasn't getting a lot of his facials, and they didn't think it was fair to the actor because he was kind of going down in, like that wasn't his standards. The guy who played Skeletor, what was his name? Frank something or other. I don't know. This guy right here.
Lang.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, this guy was a higher quality actor and kind of went down for the movie because he, as he said in the documentary I watched, he thought it'd be cool for his son to see him play Skeletor. And then he said his son really fell asleep when he took him to the premiere. He said he fell asleep within like 3 minutes. So I was like, oh man, that sucks. But he still said it was his. He still loves the experience, and it was one of his most memorable performances because he thought he really tried to put a lot into the performance, and I do think it shows. I mean, it's not bad; it's just not good. That's kind of the difference. There's worse movies out there, and I thought they did a pretty decent job with it because had it all been on, what was it, Eternia? I don't think it would. I thought they did the right thing by going to Earth and all that. It made sense, especially budget wise.
Oh. Okay. I was going to say the exact opposite.
Well, I think the budget would have been a much higher on Eternia.
As a fan, though, we weren't looking for Earth.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. I know that was kind of lame, but I understood, when you watch this, I'll send you a link to the doc. It was pretty good. When you watch it, it kind of makes sense. You're like, well, okay. You get it.
Okay.
But they actually siphoned off some of the money from a different movie to put into this movie. I wish I could remember now, but the director actually took some of the budget from a different movie and put it into, or vice versa. I'll look into it. Go on. Carry on. I'll have to Google that because there was something to that.
Carry on. But I was going to have some really good like interstitials made up for this show. I had them ready. I pulled some more old commercials off some VHS tapes that I was going to, when Chris does this, where he gets flabbergasted and throws to me, I go, boom, push play on an old commercial.
And then what happened?
Stupid StreamYard. I forgot they only look at MP4, and this thing rips to MKV. So I got to do more changes. But man, we have a TV station here in Canada, in Quebec, actually. While it was still independent, I couldn't believe some of the ads I was seeing that they were broadcasting. Was just jaw-dropping. I was going to show you one from an adult store where they just shot the whole store. They didn't blur out anything. Anyways, look for that next episode. But may I show you a couple tapes I found?
Absolutely.
We're still going through the tapes I found. I was at a Salvation Army in Aurelia, which is north of me, and they had a great deal of 5 tapes for $1. And that's why I love collecting VHS right now. It's accessible to us. Now, here in Canada, we certainly don't get the horror stuff and the oddball tapes that Chris Roberts gets, but we do get a few things. So some of those tapes are from that. A couple are from this huge outdoor flea market we have twice a year in town. It's absolutely massive. I came across this older couple, and she had a bunch of tapes, and she explained that they were from her bed and breakfast. She ran a bed and breakfast, and she had a bunch of tapes for the guests. Yeah. You know, I said, oh yeah, it makes total sense. So that's where some of these tapes are coming from. Just to give you some background. This isn't from the older couple, but I can't remember where I found this. But you got some Howard Stern private parts right there. Good
movie.
Got his fake body on his head there.
Yeah, with his building penis.
Yep. This is a good movie, and he doesn't do enough with this. He doesn't have a proper Blu-ray release. He's never done a commentary for it.
Yeah, I don't think he cares.
Yeah,
I think he just doesn't care.
It's a shame.
I think it's pretty solid, and it has a lot of good actors in it, for that matter. I mean, what's his face? The guy plays Pig Vomit. He's gone on to big things.
It was, produced by Reitman and directed by Betty Thomas. It was the real deal. So that's cool tape to have. I think. I don't know if it's worth anything.
No, a couple bucks, but still worth having for sure. Cool collection piece.
I like this because it looks like it's kind of a standalone version of Star Trek, the motion picture. It's not part of a set or anything. So,
yeah, I prefer the standalone copies myself. You can get them both ways. You can get all of them released individually, but then there's also a big set where they have I think their spines are coordinated.
There they are with their motion picture uniform with that weird buckle that they wore.
So now, do you think that only the even movies are good?
Well, they're all
there's that thing where the even movies are good and the odd movies suck.
Well, they're all good, but the even movies are better, of course. But you notice this has special longer version, so
yeah.
I'd like to know if this is the same as the director's cut, which is a longer version too.
It's a longer version.
Is this a separate cut? Where does this stand with all the different cuts of this movie? So I'd like to look.
What blew my mind the other day is I was looking up, watching a Superman video of the original Superman movie. The Christopher Reeve movie, and they were saying that I guess it was last year. I think they released a Blu-ray version that has the television cut on it. That's 5 hours because they showed it over 2 nights. And I was like, dude, I got to get that.
Wow.
Yeah. That shows a lot of oddball scenes and stuff that, some scenes that are a little bit longer, some scenes they cut out because they weren't that good, but definitely
probably a lot more Brando.
Maybe. Yeah, because they took a lot of his scenes and reused them. And they used his cut scenes and put them in that Superman Returns movie.
Mm-hmm.
The one with that other guy who was kind of like a bootleg version of Superman. That odd movie that everybody forgets.
I don't know.
Had Kevin Spacey. Well, it had Kevin Spacey's in it. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yes, I know.
Well, Superman Returns. So.
Yeah, what's his face? I can't remember.
I don't know the actor's name, but I don't think he done anything since or before. I don't know him from anything else. But.
He's on TV right now, I think, isn't he? In that Legends show, that DC show.
Oh, is he? Okay.
So also keeping with, I'm going to collect, I do have all the James Bond movies as we saw from the 500 movies, but they were all part of that MGM collection business. I'm going to get rid of all those. And I want to collect these ones that are standalone jobbies.
Those have much better covers too.
Yeah, I know. Look at the cover. How good it is.
They look way better.
And look at the swagger.
What's going on? Are they showing his I don't understand what's happening there. Does he not have a penis? What's happening?
Well, this camera sucks. That's why I wanted to change cameras. But yeah. So Thunderball.
Yeah.
With some Sean Connery with the ladies running after him. So yeah, I will keep these ones that are standalone and get rid of the MGM set ones. And speaking of a set, they're out of order here. Hold on. This is from the couple that had the bed and breakfast. They had the Mad Max movies. So you got some Mel Gibson, Mad Max. This is the film that started all. So this is some sort of reissue. It's on Chris Roberts' favorite distributor, Good Times Video. And they make collectability a way of life over there at Good Times. And he doesn't like them because they don't put a lot of quality.
Yeah, I hate Good Times versions, even though I do have a couple that I like. But for the most part, they're crap.
So yeah, this came out in 93, but this movie was 79. Good Times somehow got a hold of the license to pump that out. And then what's the next one after Mad Max?
Road Warrior.
What's the one I have in my hand?
Oh, well, how the hell do I know?
Oh no, you're right. Here it is. You're right.
The Road Warrior
next.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
I like the adult version of this movie. It's called The Load Warrior. It was very exciting. Yeah. So this isn't Good Times. This is a regular release. Warner Brothers. What year was this? 81? 2 years later?
All right, let me show you something, Bill, real quick.
Hold on.
Real quick. Because we're on the topic of Good Times. So this is the quality version of They Live, the MCA. This is what you want if you're looking for a copy of They Live. But here's the copy of They Live on the Good Times. And I just kind of like this alternative cover. I prefer this one, but this is what I really like about it. Look, you can take the covers and you can connect them because they basically flipped his picture.
Yeah.
Because it's the same picture. They just flipped it. You can tell by the eye and everything. But
which one's Good Times?
This is the Good Times. This is the original. This is the better. This is better all the way around. I mean, it's heavy. It's better quality. But this is one of the reasons why there's a couple of Good Times I do like. And I do like having this just for this stupid reason.
So did Good Times do that one, dub that one an EP as well?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that shit. It's like fucking, it's ridiculous. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, buddy.
No problem. I appreciate the knowledge. By the way, over at the STC Pod T Public store, there is a Good Times shirt because they had a cool logo. So go check that out.
They got a logo.
They got a cool logo.
They have a logo.
And then finally, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. This was all from that couple with the bed and breakfast. So pretty cool bed and breakfast. This is on the Hits label of Warner Bros.
Right. Now, you don't like that movie, though, right?
I don't remember liking it too much. No. I haven't seen it in probably 25 years, but these post-apocalyptic movies where everyone has just gone insane and bonkers, I don't jive too much with it.
This one's better than part one. I hate to break it to you. It's a better movie. I like it better than part one.
Are we all gonna just devolve into madness and wear like crazy costumes and stuff? And
yeah, and then you're gonna revert back to like whatever that is. But yeah, this is the
so that's a straight up one.
Yeah, this is the Vestron. I don't know. Do I got the wrong tape with the wrong cover? I don't know. This is a Vestron. Well, this is Vestron. It says Mad Max. Oh, I don't even think I got the right movie in here. I think I swapped them.
Oh.
Well, that doesn't mean nothing. It's over here.
You got caught.
No. I just put it. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Well, I guess I got to get me a copy of Beyond Thunderdome then.
I tell you, your versions do not have the Canadian rating here of 18 plus. That's got a Canadian rating sticker on it. You're all about stickers. Maybe we can make a deal. I can send you the sticker.
What do you got there? Yeah, I'll take it. Obviously, I need a copy of Beyond Thunderdome because
the Canadian rating sticker thing.
Well, I don't care about that part. I like my cover. I just need a tape. I have to find me another tape now. This is actually kind of cool because this is like the OG Vestron video. But see, I have both of them. This is a Vestron too. Look at the differences. See how they have that different color of the flap, and then the label's a little different. It's the older logo. You got the V logo right here, and then you got that I don't know, like saw blade looking logo, whatever that is. I don't know if it's a saw blade, but you know what I mean. It's got a different look to it. But yeah, well, shit. I guess I gotta find me a copy of Beyond Thunderdome. Damn it.
Well, this tape would do you no good because it's not Vestron. It's just Warner Bros. Tape.
Well, that's what this is. This is Warner Bros. I need the. Never mind. I'll figure it out, Bill. Don't worry about it.
Jesus.
It's a cheap tape.
Let me give you one more.
Now it makes sense why the damn thing didn't fit in the cover very well. It was very tight. I was like, why is that damn thing so tight? Now
see, he's got those fancy tapes in behind him. Who knows what's really in them, folks? Just saying.
No, that's a recent addition.
And I put this out there because I think Duke's watching. He's a big fan. I thought it was okay. It didn't blow me away or anything, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie.
Yeah, that's good. I think they progressively get worse as the movies go on, but I think the first one's pretty solid. I like the costume design. I think this overall story's pretty good. I mean, I think they do enough to cater to an adult, but yet, or still do what they need to for the children.
Is that a normal cover? Is that the normal cover?
Yeah, that's the normal one.
No, screened on there. Oh, yeah, says Duke. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good movie. We're good.
Cool.
By the time you get to part 3, you know what I mean?
Well, I used to have to run that TV show they did, and that was so rough.
The cartoon?
Man. No, the actual live action TV show based on these costumes and stuff.
Yeah,
it
those
was rough.
Things. Yeah, those are hard to find tapes.
I want to burn it.
I got a sealed copy. I can't reach it though. Of the Turtles Christmas. That thing's like $150. I bet you it's up higher now. I'll probably end up selling it just because, I mean, it's probably going to be worth a lot more than it needs to be.
Do it. Okay. Go ahead. Show something.
All right. So I'll show you something. Okay, Bill. So you're a fan of The Godfather, right? All right. Now he's got to show some. All right. I'll show something else. And thanks, Bill. All right. Anyway, my buddy Matt went out recently. I don't know if you're back yet, Matt, but okay, you back? Never mind. I'll hold off. You back, Bill?
Yeah.
Okay. You're a fan of The Godfather? Yes or no? You like The Godfather?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. And which is better, 1 or 2?
1.
1? Okay. I mean, I think they're very close, but I don't disagree with you. It's just hard to choose.
The time jumping.
Well, it's interesting that you say that. Do you realize that there was a TV version that took it all and made it a linear movie? That took all the scenes and put it from the beginning to the end?
On TV, there was a linear movie?
Yeah. It was called The Godfather Saga.
No, I don't. Wow. No, I didn't see that.
They took all the parts where, you have the very young Vito Corleone when he's a child. When his father is killed and his brother is killed and all that stuff and his mom's killed and all that. So they took all those scenes of him leading up. That's the beginning of the movie. And then it goes into the Robert De Niro part. Mm-hmm. And then it goes into the Godfather 1 stuff. And then it goes into the Godfather 2 stuff. But all of it's in like chronological order. That would have been better than linear. But chronological order is what they put it in. And they added in like some very key deleted scenes, like Michael Corleone when he went back to Italy.
Right.
He killed some of as an adult, he went back and he killed some of the people that killed his father. And then he also, in New York, killed the people who were responsible for his first wife being blown up. There was a guy, he had a pizza parlor. There's a scene where he goes to start his car and it blows up. These were all things that didn't make it into the theatrical cuts. So anyway, they released it on VHS. You cannot get this on DVD or Blu-ray yet. I'm really hoping they put it on Blu-ray, but they call it the complete epic. But when they show this on cable, like you could see it on HBO Max. I think it's still on HBO Max, but it's called Godfather Saga on HBO Max. They might have taken it down, but alternated back in and out. But it's called the Godfather Saga on TV. But on this VHS release, it's called the Complete Epic. And it's got this big book, and I got to be careful here. And it's got all these tapes. It actually has part 3 in it as well, but basically part 3 is all in order, so it doesn't really do anything for part 3. I think they do add in some deleted scenes from part 3, but I think we're all in agreement. Part 3 fucking sucks, so you don't really need that part of the epic. But the Complete Saga is part 1 and part 2. And I think, like I said, I think with this, they actually add in part 3. But what you see on cable, though, when they show it, it's just 1 and 2 all in chronological order. And it's awesome, man. I mean, not that it takes away, it just adds to it. You know what I mean? Like, if you've never seen the movies, I always recommend just watching the original cuts first. But there's something really cool about that. And this is very hard to find. It's not super expensive, though. You can pick it up probably for about $30, 30 to 50. So it's not cheap, but it's not, it's not $100, $200. I mean, and I was able to find this at a thrift store for a couple of bucks. But the thing is huge too. This isn't going to fit on your shelf. This is something that you got to find a spot for it. But I love it, man. I couldn't have been any happier that day when I found it. The lady's like, "You like VHS?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, oh, okay. How about $2? Okay.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look for that on HBO. Or
I think it's still on there. Double check, because I actually recorded it off. Matter of fact, I have a TV recording. I can send it to you if you can't find it. It just has one little part in the middle where my cable box fucked up for a second and I had to reset it, but I don't think it really changed. I don't think you missed anything. It's like maybe a second or something, but I'll send you the dub tape if you want it, just in case you can't find it.
So it was on HBO originally on TV, not like a network.
No, originally it was on, like, I remember as a kid seeing it on my local, like, we had a syndicated station that just kind of showed old TV shows, but they would get broadcasting rights to things, and they used to show this on, and locally it's called Channel 26, KMPH, and it wasn't on like ABC or not in my marketing ways. I'm assuming it was probably an ABC, NBC kind of thing when they first put it out. But I don't know. I didn't see it there because I wasn't into that at the time. But I caught it one Sunday afternoon, and it's like 4 or 5 hours, but it's pretty good.
Well, if they'd done that on network, one, it would have been censored, and then they would have played that out. They would have made that like a 2-week marathon, right?
Well,
with all the commercials.
It was supposed to be a 2-night thing, like a Sunday, 2 Sundays in a row or something. But this isn't edited though. Like it's straight through. Like the copy I'll send you if you can't find it. It's called the Godfather Saga. And like this one's called the Complete Epic. So, but they're the same thing. So if you find either version, you found the right thing.
Well, Duke is asking for kickbacks, and I will be happily sending Duke some tapes, some good tapes. We sent a box aside for Duke, if you recall, from the 500. Some good Sherlock Holmes stuff on there and stuff.
Yeah.
You want me to go?
Go ahead. I mean, I got more, but you go ahead. We'll go back and forth. What else?
Look, this is that Salvation Army business where you get 5 for $1, and there was some actually other people there looking. So at that point, you just go into horde mode, right?
You grab whatever you can.
You're not looking. You just interesting.
Yeah.
So I've yet to look this up. Maybe Chris Roberts can help me out.
Well, not everything has to be worth something, Bill. That's the part of VHS collecting. It doesn't have to have a high ticket value to it. Let's get that out of the order. This isn't high dollar VHS show. This is what you like. So,
okay, you're right. And I did like this show, but I didn't get to see it a lot because it didn't come over the air as we got our TV channels back in the day. And it was the Inspector Gadget show.
Yes, dude, I love that. That was a great cartoon.
Yeah.
That's a great cartoon, dude.
So that was a tape that was there. I don't know how many episodes. The invasion of Martians turns out to be an invasion of mad agents. From 1983, this is who's the production company of Inspector Gadget? Do you remember? They'd say it at the beginning of every episode.
It was an acronym. Was it MAD? Was
No,
it?
that was Bad Guys.
Yeah. What was it?
It made you chuckle every time.
All right, I can't remember. Go for it.
Deke.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Deke for sure. Deke. They put out a lot of cartoons.
Dick, yeah. And this has got the special removable.
Well, you need to get a little bit of crazy glue for that.
That's for the like Inspector Gadget, right? He would have all this crazy stuff. So that's like
you know what he was, I guess, loosely based on, right?
Okay, tell me.
Well, the Get Smart.
Yeah. Well, it's the same guy, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it is. I think it's. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same actor, but they definitely based it on him because that was part of Get Smart's problem. He always had these gadgets and they wouldn't always work right.
And I'm going to continue with another cartoon. This was really weird find. This is really weird find. And this isn't the big money show, but this might actually be money. This was found at that flea market. And it was in a Blockbuster sleeve, which
nice.
I don't think that'd
those
be
are cool.
But weird white tape. You know what that means?
You know, bootleggers love those things. White, orange, and red, and blue.
And you got a Blockbuster sticker on it. And it's some Battle Angel.
I've never heard of that cartoon.
So it's old school anime manga. There's Japanese stuff here. Gundam, Rusty Angel, and Gundam Tears Sign. I don't know, approximately 70 minutes. That's what it looks like. Do you know what this turned into for us modern times? It turned into that.
Oh, okay. I like that better.
But I think this is actually worth something for those collectors.
It might be. It might be for sure. And some anime tapes are pretty pricey.
Are we outside of your zone, your strike zone, talking anime tapes?
I don't really have a big gauge on a lot of anime tapes. I mean, I would definitely look up any anime if I came across it. This really big lot. One time I'm gonna construct this huge lot that I bought. I'm gonna take all the tapes down and just show them to you because it's unbelievable. If you didn't know, you would think I lied because it was that crazy. But even some of like the really bottom tier tapes were still like $20-$30 tapes. And some of them were a couple of those anime tapes. But I mean, I got some super, like, honestly, it's probably I don't know, at least half of my horror collection at the time came from that. It doubled the amount. I built a shelf for it. It was so impressive. I was like, oh, I can't just leave these tapes stacked up. I got to do something.
Wow.
So yeah, it really gave me the bug again when I found that. I mean, I was already collecting them at that point, but it kicked it into another gear when I found that. I was like, holy crap. Like it was like 75 tapes. It was some collector must have died and his family just gave it all to a thrift store. And I bought them all for 50 cents a tape. Jeez. And it was like, oh.
That sounds like the same pedigree of tapes of my 500 hoard.
No.
Same idea.
It's the complete opposite of your tape. Like where yours is bottom of the barrel, mine is the top of the barrel.
Oh, come on. We got a good collection of that 500. Go back and see.
Well, there's a couple of good tapes that should be coming my way from that.
Anyways. Hey, do we say hi to Rocket Sauce is joining us? Good to see Rocket Sauce.
Hey, Rocket. What's up,
Duke's
buddy?
Still there. It's good to see everyone. Matt Bandy's back. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe.
Hey, I'm glad that Matt's back. Let me show you something, Matt. So Matt got something. I think it might have been a couple of months at this point, but it was a little while back. And he told me he was going to or maybe told me after that he was going to the estate sale, yard sale, whatever. And they had VHS tapes. And this dirty dog found this for $0.25. And I've been super salty ever since. But I ended up finding this for a really good price. And mine's not a cut box, Matt. But I found Rad recently. And it came with like the smoker sprockets. So you gotta like that. But it doesn't smell though, so I don't care. But I'm so happy to add this to the collection because I have to admit I was pretty salty. And I actually found it on eBay for a good price. And the seller waited like a week and hadn't done anything. Like he had marked it as shipped, but he never put the tracking number up. So I said, I thought the email was like straight and to the point, but kind of polite. I do think I'm better than you, Matt. Only in tapes, though. That's it. Everything else, you're much better. But all I asked him is, hey, do you got the tracking number? And then he immediately got mad and was like, I don't like buyers like you. You're going to cause problems, and canceled the sale. I was like, oh, okay. That escalated quickly. But I ended up finding it cheaper. And it was funny because he was so angry at me. I was like, dude, you don't have to do that. Like, I just asked a simple question, man. Like, I'm not mad at you. Just wondering, you got a time frame when you're going to send this damn thing. And then he's like, good luck buying it for $70, asshole. He's all mad. And I'm like, yeah, I got it for 40. So fuck you, dude. You know what I mean? Which isn't cheap, but it's definitely way cheaper than it. And it's not 25 cents cheap, I'll tell you that. But compared to the $70 it's usually trending at, I'm happy with the buy. Yeah.
That was happening. I remember as a kid.
Oh, it's a great movie. Well, it's like that, Gleam in the Cube, and I don't know, North Shore is another one. There's a couple. Thrashing, that's another movie I'm looking for. Thrashing is a cool movie.
We had that kid going around that always said everything was rad. Everything became rad. That's rad.
Yeah, everything was rad. Oh, for sure. So one more thing, Bill, before you jump in.
Hey, I'm not jumping.
Well, you had that white tape. So if I'm correct, maybe not for that specific tape, but there became like a color scheme that was specific to certain rental stores. And it seemed like white ones were linked to Hollywood Video, but the blue ones were linked to Blockbuster. And I got this blue copy of Donnie Darko, and I picked it up for 20 cents, because there's a place that sells them 5 for $1. And I've had this for, I don't know, a few years now. And, I really like this movie. I think it's a good, time travel movie. But recently I looked it up and I noticed it's selling for like $100. So
because of the color?
No. I think, well, even the standard black one's like $30.
Jeez. Now, for real, or is that the scammer?
No. It's because it's getting towards the end of the life cycle of VHS. Like, I think this is a 2003 release. I can't see it on here, but it's getting towards the end of maybe 2005. But it's getting towards the end of the release, right? Because it's like 2006 is when they stopped releasing VHS, or at least commercially. And so some of those tapes are really hard to find. So they have, a case in point. Here's another one. This another one I got recently for cheap. And Saw 2. And this is the last Saw on VHS. But again, this is like a 20 to 40. On the you could probably get it for 20 if you look hard enough. You're probably going to pay 30, like average. But it's a hard tape to find.
Why did he shame me about bringing pricing into this hobby?
Well, no, it's not. I'm not putting up making it seem like it's any better than some of these. Some of my favorite tapes are the cheap ones, but they're harder to find because of the release date. Yep.
For sure. And you've taught us what the last tape ever to be released was that we have to keep on the lookout for.
Yeah, History of Violence. So you definitely want to get that if you come across it. That's probably about $100 tape, depending on availability at the time.
That seems so ridiculous for a collector to have that just so they can say, hey, last VHS tape there. Who's impressed by it?
Well, but it's also about rarity. It's not even just the last one. It's the fact that it's a very limited release. I'm not limited by, I don't know, several thousand, I'm sure. But compared to Wayne's World, which probably had several million, you know what I mean? Or Jurassic Park. I mean, you should be able to see a Titanic at a thrift store every time you go. You should see a Titanic. That's how many of those tapes were out. So there's certain tapes that make sense that, during that time, people were all in on DVD. You know what I mean? Like, nobody was buying VHS. I mean, obviously nobody is a stretch, but the market had shifted. Most people were buying DVD. Most stores had phased out VHS a long time ago. Rental stores were liquidating VHS at that point. So the fact that they still released it had to be something. I don't even know why they would have released it, because frankly, who was in the big market for A History of Violence anyways? I mean, it was an okay movie, but at that point, you know what I mean? Like, was there people out there clamoring for it on VHS? You know, like horror movies make sense to me because that's a genre-based thing. But you know what I mean? Like, or a comedy or something, or like a big blockbuster would have made sense. But History of Violence, it's just it was doomed to fail no matter what. You know what I mean?
I saw the other day a box set for the Band of Brothers on VHS, and I thought that would have been super late to appear on VHS. It had to be
pretty late. Yeah, that was.
And why would you want that on VHS? Like the
makes
DVD was
sense.
So good.
I'll tell you why that makes sense though, because think about their target audience.
It was me, young guy who loves war movies.
No, it was typically their target was older and skewed older, and those people still had old equipment, so that makes sense.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
Yep. History of Violence makes no sense. Band of Brothers makes all the sense. Yeah, that was a decent scene for sure. Yeah.
Talking History of Violence.
Yeah. Well, the guy had a history of violence. I mean,
that was a good movie. Yeah.
No, it was a good movie. I actually think it was well acted and
Canadian. Another good old Canadian.
Well, they had that going against them. Go ahead.
I keep? Are you sure? I don't want to take over.
I think I did that. Go ahead.
People are here to see Chris Roberts' stuff.
So, I don't know about that.
I'll show this quickly. Again, I'm talking how I want to get the standalone versions of collector set pieces. And here's another one. Never Say Never Again, the oddball James Bond movie that he did outside of the Broccoli's. No Broccoli's in the credits for this. Broccoli's down there.
Now, which is do you have a least favorite?
This one.
That's your least favorite?
He is too old. Well, that, like, who is Kim
What about that
Basinger's
Timothy Dalton one?
No, he's fine.
Dalton?
He's good.
But they only gave him one movie. That meant they had zero confidence in him, right?
No, he had 3. I think you're talking about Lazenby.
Okay, what was the guy who did
Lazenby?
Living Daylights, though? Was that Timothy Dalton?
That was Dalton, yeah.
Did he have 3 movies? I felt like he only had 1.
Yeah,
he had
2
3?
or 3, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was good. Lazenby was good, too. Telly Savalas was in that one. Don't get me going on James Bond, by the way.
There we go.
Yeah, I know. Well,
no, bullshit. Everybody's here for you, too.
For the music, okay, let me burst ahead. I got this for Chris Roberts because Chris Roberts told me I had to do this stuff.
Yeah, let's see it.
I can't believe it. I was embarrassed taking it to the front, but I like that, folks. Dance your pants off.
Can you imagine that lady looking at you when you walked up with Richard Simmons?
and aerobic concert. Yeah, that's an aerobic concert.
Oh, and he always had those short shorts on. The long shirt, though, too. So you didn't quite see his junk, but it was hiding in there somewhere.
Yeah. That's from 1995. Dance until your pants come off.
Man, we don't want you to do that, Richard. Woo! Can you imagine if he followed through on that? Oh, man.
I love his Stern appearances. Too bad.
Yeah. No, there was no appearances anymore. He's done.
No. But you had said in the past that some of these are worth a little bit of money.
Some of them are probably not that one, but there are a couple that collectors are sought after. I don't. It's not within reach, so I'll show it another time. But that Lunch Meat, they released a standalone book that showed a lot of celebrity aerobic tapes or exercise tapes, and they're really good. Right.
And following up with music, let me just give you one more action here. This is a weird movie. Weird. Called Streets of Fire.
And that's pretty cool.
A lot of music. It's like music-based. It's kind of like a musical action. Michael Paré is in it. You know, you remember him from Greatest American Hero. He's one of the kids.
Oh yeah.
And lots of singing. It's a rock and roll fable in which songs are an essential part of the film as action sequences. Yeah, it's weird. It's wacky. And I watched some of it. It was interesting. I saw a soundtrack for this at the thrift store the other day, too. So I think they really went for it with this movie. They thought it would be a big deal. But since you haven't heard of it, I guess it didn't really land as well as they thought it would. It was produced by Joel Silver, like Matrix guy, you know.
Well, it shows that they're not all home runs.
Oh, best part. Rick Moranis is in this as a bad guy.
He doesn't get sucker punched in a subway, does he?
No, he's like a tough guy. He's like a bad guy.
Can you Rick Moranis? I gotta see it now if he's the tough guy.
I know. It's very interesting. So there's a couple more from me.
Cool. I found this today and I'm pretty excited about it. I like these little small box sets only if I like them, I guess, but I do get a kick out of them. But and it's perfect timing too, because we got Halloween on the horizon. But just a little, like those Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah.
And I think there's 2 episodes. Well, there's 2 episodes on each tape. And I don't know, they just look kind of cool on the shelf. Sometimes you can use them as like bookends to keep other tapes from collapsing and stuff like that. And I dig it. And then each of them has a different character. Somehow Lisa got screwed on this one because you got Bart, you got Marge, and you got Homer. You think they would have went a 5-tape set to put Lisa and Maggie in it, but apparently not.
All right, and you're keeping that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I like this. This is cool.
Oh, wait, who's on the ends? Did Lisa get on the end?
No.
The top and bottom?
No, it's all the same characters.
Top and bottom?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's that's Maggie, right? Is that Maggie? Or maybe that is Lisa. That's hard to tell. Yeah, so I guess Maggie got screwed then.
Well, who's on the other end?
There's no other end.
Okay, that's an end.
Well, you know what I mean. There's nobody on the other end. There's like nobody made like the sides of the tapes either. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I like this because I got the Pee-wee Herman set. It's not worth a lot either, so it's not all about value for me. I want to make that clear. This is like a $15 set, but this is the Pee-wee's Playhouse set. And I recently heard on Retro Fandango them criticizing, saying this wasn't a cartoon because we had this in our Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, they were right.
List. No, there's animation in these things, so they're wrong. There's animation in there, so they can suck it. There's animation in there. I will put on an episode and show you. There's animation in the beginning.
Again,
in every intro.
Shockingly, I got to side with Kevin again.
One
of my top shows.
Surprise me. You guys are completely wrong.
We're more about cartoons, not that.
Doesn't matter. It's our list. And then he's like, why wasn't Garfield on? I'm sorry that you were one of those kids who watched Garfield. That doesn't make my top 10. I didn't say these are the only cartoons that mattered. It was a top 10, not a top 100. Okay, right, we weren't listing every cartoon. We were listing our top 10.
Look at you can't complain when your podcast is the most highly rated podcast of all that we know right now, and you're going off the deep end. You're gonna have people critique it. What? Because it's so popular.
All I'm saying is it's the top 10. I had other people like, why was this? Wasn't it you? You criticized me that something was 10, and I'm like, yeah, Amazing Spider-Man was a good cartoon. That's why it's in my top 10. It's not 0. It's not 50. It's top 10, buddy. No,
I want to do a post show on that podcast. I had things to say, but it's too late for that. It's too late. We're talking VHS.
You're done, dude. And here's another kind of late-ish release. I would say this is super late, but this kind of hard to find. If you ever get into the Finch stuff,
yeah, dabble.
One set you want to look out for is that Twin Peaks set. That one's trending up. If you find it and you don't want it, you can send it to me. But it's like episodes 1 through 8 or something like that. But it's it fits together kind of like this Pee-wee Herman set. Yeah. And so it spells out Twin Peaks or whatever when all the tapes are side by side, and that one's kind of going up. It's just cool to have too. Plus, I don't know, I like that weird stuff, especially if you're intoxicated on something. And what do you think of this one? This one someone sent me recently for pretty cheap, like a few bucks. This is the worst out of the three by far.
So she gets sent to like a rich uncle or something in a high rise. Is that it?
Yep. The parents were like, "We're done with this kid. We've had enough of this shit." Yeah. They sent them packing, and you know what's sad is she died after pretty much immediately after this movie was done, and before it was released, so they had delayed the release because they didn't want to seem like they were profiting off her death. And you could see during the movie, like she had like some sort of staph infection. She was having swelling and stuff like that. And it just shows you how shitty Hollywood, like this is actually almost like a crime scene tape. You know what I mean? Because it's like, how did nobody recognize this girl was in trouble? You know what I mean? It's kind of sad, but it does have some cool effects in it. There's a couple of cool things about the movie. It's not good. It's definitely not good, but I wanted to complete the set. Same thing with this one. This was just basically to complete the set, and it's horrible. But this is the last Leprechaun on VHS. And there's a Leprechaun in the Hood, and this is Back to the Hood.
Okay, I was trying to figure that out because it was two.
There's another one in the Hood. Yeah, so you have In the Hood. This is part 5. This is part 5 because part 4 was in space because, of course, you got to go to space. So this is part 5, and this is part 6, and they're both straight garbage.
Wow.
They're just trash.
Is that Warwick Davis through the whole thing?
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, there wasn't a lot. I mean, good for him to cash it in. Yeah, I mean, I'm not hating on that, but yeah. But here's something that I got all the way from Canada. And it's not a Canadian movie or anything. It's just the person was in Canada who sold it to me. But you ever see this when you went into the rental stores? No? Like this used to haunt me as a kid. No. Like him getting that shish kebab rammed through his throat. It's a little suggestive too, for that matter. But it's not a bad slasher. It's pretty good. I mean, on a scale, obviously. And it's the gatefold.
Oh.
So you open it that way and take out the tape. These are usually beat up pretty good because, I mean, I can't imagine a lot of these were sold in home video. I mean, I guess they probably were, but...
So who's the distributor on that to make that kind of case?
Columbia Pictures. I'm assuming they distributed it too. I don't see any other... Yeah, it's distributed by Columbia. Yeah. But this was a staple in every horror section in the 80s and the 90s. You always saw this, and the Elm Streets and the Friday the 13th and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I remember this one very distinct. And it's actually a pretty decent movie. They try to tack on a twist at the end. I think works, but it was kind of one of those things where you don't want to analyze it too much.
No.
You just want to just enjoy it for what it is.
Cool.
Yeah. You want more, or you got something? Because I got 3 more tapes left, and then we got a guest coming on. It's going to be quick, I think.
So. Oh, today we do.
Jesus. Well, you don't pay attention to the comments like I do, but we had someone in the chat who said they would like to show something, and I messaged them to let them know.
Oh, my God. Well, let me get a few out of the way here.
I mean, he's only, like my number 1 co-host of a different show. He's right here on the screen. Just turn around and look.
Turn around.
Like, it's right there.
Okay.
Yeah, he says he's got a few tapes to show.
I bet he does. He did a great video, by the way. Duke did a great video of that retro nonsense. It was really good.
It was nice to see people like take on hands-on to repair their products.
Yeah, it was good.
Not like you, Bill. You just throw things away when they don't work.
Let me tell you a quick story. My last little player VC, the one I had out in the garage when we were going through the 500, it was a little bit noisy as we were playing stuff. So one day I was going to take the hood off and do as I told you, take the ISO on the rag and go around the drum. And I did do that. And the thing went apart so easily. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to put this back together and do another video like I'm doing it for the first time. Because it was so easy how it was like they knew you're going to have to do this at some point. Much like the decks, the pro decks at my work, like the hoods just came off instantly so you could get in there. And this was that easy. I got in there, cleaned the thing, do the thing, put it back together. I'm like, okay, I put a camera and then we'll just do this. Plug it in. I couldn't get the thing to power on again. It refused to power on ever again. So I went to the graveyard. I don't know if that was me, if I tripped something.
You might have shorted something out.
I checked the fuse. There's a fuse in there. Yeah. The fuse was fine. I'm like,
wow, that sucks.
So you won't get that video. But Duke did the same thing.
You should have showed that. That video would have been funny to watch. That was the gold right there. You showing people how to ruin their VCR.
Yeah, it's so weird. I think the garage outlets did it. It wasn't me. It was the garage.
Right.
So a couple interesting jobbies here. Ooh, let me kick you back over there. Stallone and Rutger Hauer. Does that ring any bells?
I don't know. Is it the prison one? Oh, no. Nighthawks. I see that one a lot. Is that any good? It's not easy to find, but I've come across it a couple times and I left it behind and I think I regretted it.
I just saw the lineup, those two. Yeah. Young Stallone, and I grabbed it. Starring Billy
Stallone with a beard, which is a little uncommon.
Yeah, that's Rambo 1 kind of look. With Billy D. Williams, Lindsay Wagner, that's $6 Million Woman.
Oh, yeah.
And Rutger Hauer. Nigel Davenport, directed by Bruce Malmuth. So, yeah, just for that lineup I grabbed. I'll have to check that out at some point. I don't know if anyone's seen that. Let us know in the
I've
chat.
never seen it, but I'd like to give it a look.
Weird cover design, eh? It grabs your attention, but I don't like it.
But that was the thing with VHS tapes, man. They really, if that was in an action section, that probably grabbed the guy's attention.
Yeah, as Bandy says.
Yeah, they do look very sweaty, though. Creep the hell out of me, never seen it. Yeah. But then they also look very sweaty. So that's true.
Whoops.
That's all right.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah. This looks terrible. Terrible. But I mean, come on. I love my Cyborg movies.
Cyborg 2. And I recently picked that up too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I realized I already had it. I got a couple copies of Cyborg 1. One's going to Matt. And I think I picked up a second copy of Cyborg 2. I have to find my original copy. But it looks terrible, though.
Do you know who's in this?
Yeah, it's the one guy. I mean, I know the guy on the left. Or your right, my left. That's, I don't know. I can't think of his name, but I know him from a lot of stuff. He's in all kinds of things.
Jack Palance. Now, I don't know if this is her, but Angelina Jolie.
That's not Angelina Jolie, is it?
She gets second billing back here.
That must be her then. Wow.
So, I wish my crappy camera would show you.
No, your camera sucks.
Yeah, Jack Palance as a cyborg.
Yeah, that he's in a lot of things.
This future beware, the soul is in the software. Yeah. And look at that tape. They did not spend a lot of money on that.
No. That was probably, I'm sure that was straight to video too.
Wow. Vidmark did this.
Well, Vidmark puts out some good stuff, but that obviously was crap.
No value in this?
I don't think so.
Just because it's so weird, maybe?
No, I just don't think so. Quality, desirability.
And finally, I'll end with a silvery case. Got some Schwarzenegger.
Oh, that's good. I like that case. That's a good case. There's another one that's kind of more flat. You got the better case for sure. It's a great movie.
Yeah, for sure. Are you watching
And,
the
and
new?
I tell you what, man, Richard Dawson knocked it out of the park.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I couldn't believe it because I don't know if he ever did any other acting prior to that or after, but definitely did he? I don't know.
Yeah, he was an actor before all the game shows.
Okay, well, I only know him from Family Feud, and man, did he like! I remember as a kid seeing him in that because I was anything Stallone I would rant or go to, and when I saw Richard Dawson in that, I was like, whoa,
Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah, what did I say it wrong?
Yeah, you said Stallone.
I said Schwarzenegger, did I not?
You said Stallone.
Oh, okay. I meant Schwarzenegger, but
you didn't watch like Match Game?
Yeah, but that's not acting. That's game show stuff.
He was on Hogan's Heroes, is what.
Yeah, you're right. I do faintly. I didn't really watch that show, but I did see it a few.
You'd
times.
have to be as old as Kevin to have watched that show. So, yeah, SF98's nailed it. Hogan's Heroes. So that's a good looking tape. I'll take that one. From Republic Pictures. Okay.
Spoiler alert, he doesn't kiss any of the contestants.
Oh, as I was going to say, are you watching the new like Battle Royale series that's on Netflix right now? Number 1 on Netflix. It's from South Korea called the Squid Game.
Mm-mm.
Check it out. I just started. I watched first episode. It was good. It was good.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out.
All right.
Please continue. Take it away.
This is another tape that I didn't know I wanted it. Like, I didn't know this from childhood or anything like that. But when I got into more like, I was already collecting, but when I got into the scene on Instagram, I would see people pop this tape up from every now and then. And it has it's like a horror movie, and it has, a musical angle to it as well. I'm sure it's not very good. I have yet to watch it. I'm going to give it a look.
That's like the horror version of Streets of Fire, basically.
Maybe. I guess there's like a satanic. It's got the bottom flap, which, collectors seem to jizz themselves over. It was a former Blockbuster rental, so that's weird. I ain't gonna put it back in. But anyway, that's a cool tape. I got it from a fellow collector on Instagram. Really cool price. I was happy to pick it up, especially the conditions. And this box is like flawless. Anyway, so that's something I got recently. Now I got 2 more, and I've been looking for this one for a long time. Every time I come across it, it's either priced way too high or it's just completely thrashed. And I don't know if you know anything about Society, and I'm not even saying this is a great horror movie, but there's a meme that goes around where it shows somebody, shows like legs and a butt, but the butt is somebody's face. And that comes from this movie. I forget how do you pronounce it, but it's like the shunting, I think it's called. This is like some ritual they do, and somehow these bodies mash together. And I think they're aliens. I don't know. It's a lot of, but it's. I'm not doing it justice by talking about it. I don't know. It's not a great movie, but it's something that you have to experience. You know anything about Society, Bill?
No, sounds interesting.
It's from the director of Bride of the Reanimator, which doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it's very collectible, very desired.
You went looking for it.
Oh yeah. I actually have been putting out feelers for a while for anybody that wanted to sell it to me, and nobody has it for sale. It wasn't up on eBay. Finally, a copy came up on eBay, but it was a screener. Some people are into screeners. I am not one of those people, but screeners basically that were property of either a rental store or maybe like somebody to review the tape. But at the bottom, it'll say property of, whatever, whoever owned the rights to it or whoever was supposed to have it. Like, let's say like our buddy Curtis, he gets screener copies from the Academy because he's in the Screen Actors Guild. So they'll send him out new movies to watch prior to the Oscars so he can vote. Mm-hmm. And anyway, so he gets them, but these were of the day. So if this was a screener, like this could have been Robert De Niro's screener. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? And I think that's part of the allure. I think it's shit. Anyways, this thing is mint, man. I mean, it's in a box protector, But the guy had sold it to me. Like, I was so grateful. It's just really good. I used some funny money, so essentially it was free. You know, something I had sold, and I was just really happy. Yeah, it didn't really cost me anything. I mean, it really cost me $80, but it didn't cost me anything because I didn't actually pay for it.
Screeners for that kind of thing must have only went to like potential renters, like business owners.
I think a lot of the screeners for stuff like this would have went to like a rental store or a distributing company, maybe. You know, like, hey, we want you to distribute this in your region. Here's this tape or something. But I really think they were more angled towards, and I could be wrong, but I think they were angled more towards like mom and pop stores. Hey, we want you to sell this, rent this movie. Do you want to buy it? Here's a copy. We think your customers will like it. And they're supposed to destroy them. They're supposed to return them or destroy them, one or the other. And of course they don't, because you find them in thrift stores all the time. And some people like to collect them. I'm not one of them. I mean, if I come across a cool screener, I'll keep it, but usually I don't care. And anyways, so I was happy that this wasn't a screener. This is really good. But this is the coup de grace. This is, now, back in the 80s, well, even the 70s too, but in the 80s, they would put out like a made-for-TV horror movie every now and then, right? Like, you know how you had your Sunday movie of the week kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of them still haunt me from childhood. One of them is one I'm still looking for, called Don't Go to Sleep. And it was about this little kid who ended up getting killed, and she came back as a ghost, and she started killing people. And I don't know, it's creepy as shit, but you can't find it. It's very expensive. It's probably $200. I mean, it's a very hard to find, very expensive tape. But another one was this one called Dark Night of the Scarecrow. And this is also a key video, which kind of adds a little bit to the collectability. And this thing is awesome, dude. But again, it's made for TV, so it's not like a standard horror movie. I mean, it's restricted by broadcasting standards. But this thing is beautiful, man. Every time I see them, they're usually pretty screwed up. And I was fortunate enough to acquire this one. And it even it's California Video Part 2. So it was a sequel. Anyway, really cool tape, man. I'm so happy to have this. This isn't like a great horror movie, but it has a really good premise to it. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's kind of bogged down by some character actors and, you know, some TV restrictions and all that. But the premise of the movie is excellent. And, you know, they did the best they could.
I can tell you, if you want to hear, like one of those TV horror things that got me as a little kid, like I was little.
Yeah.
And my older sisters were watching it, and I wandered in the living room. This thing is on, and I've only figured out what it is, and I've only pieced together. I can't exactly recall the title of it, but it was during the day. It aired on some network, and it was a series of horror vignettes that went together. And it was called something like The Cavalcade of Horror or something like that. It is famous. I remember reading an article Sam Raimi wrote about his top 10 horror things, and he mentioned this thing. That's how I knew it was what it was called, because he named it. It's like, oh, that's that thing I remember. And I remember one of the vignettes was this father or something brings home a doll for the mother and the kid, you know? And it's some kind of, and it turns out to be like a possessed doll. It's Child's Play before Child's Play was ever happened. And this spirit is in this doll. And if you can imagine like cheesy practical effects of this doll holding a knife and stuff like that, chasing the mother around, chasing the kid around. I don't know, as a kid, I was super freaked out about it. They end up getting the doll in the oven and baking the doll, but the spirit like seeps out through the oven grill and goes throughout the house. It was freaky as a kid.
You call it the Cavalcade of Terror?
I don't remember exactly what it was.
Is it the Trilogy of Terror?
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Get that off my screen.
Yeah, this is it, right?
Thing. Oh my God.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I know, it's a Trilogy of Terror. I found it at Goodwill for 99 cents. I was pumped.
Oh. yeah, isn't it crazy looking?
Yeah, and they from what I understand, they're called like anthology or trilogies or something like that. I mean, what you said, the vignettes, I mean, that's the same thing too, but I think people refer to them as anthologies.
Yeah.
And I have like a small collection of those. Like I got, like, hold on a second.
Waiting for that TV to go over.
Well, it's like, okay, Creep Show's a real famous one that has multiple tales. This one had a lot more than this. I think there's 5 in this one. And then Creep Show 2 has like 3. Tales from the Hood. This is an excellent one. Don't let like I don't know. Don't let it fool you because it's like urban gang based. It's really good. It's an excellent trilogy. I like, or anthology. Tales from the Hood. Tales from the Dark Side. That's another good one. You ever see this one?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that's that one right there with the gargoyle. That's the best out of them. The cat one's really good too. Yeah, I mean, very haunting. I highly recommend that.
That cat one rings a bell though.
Yeah. Of course, this one. You know what really makes this famous, right?
The on-set deaths.
Yeah, they wrecked the helicopter or something. Yeah. People died while we're recording this or filming this. Again, though, it's an anthology. Of course, loosely based on the Twilight Zone. It's good though. I actually enjoy that a lot. And then now this one, man, I've been trying to get Curtis on this one. I don't know if you're watching, Curtis, but if you are, this is the one I was telling you about. This is way before the series. The series is loosely based on this. You know how like the Tales from the Crypt series is like an anthology series. Each story is its own thing, self-contained, has a crypt keeper. Yeah. This one's excellent, man. All those are great. Don't get me wrong, but this one, it's awesome, dude. It has Joan Collins in it. All 3 of these scenes are really good. Like you got Joan Collins. This one's kind of Christmas based. This one's Monkey Paw. And then this one might be my favorite out of the 3. And I don't want to ruin any of them because just very surprised. I remember catching this on cable as a kid. And I instantly fell in love with this movie. But it's great. You definitely want to check this one down. Oh, it's perfect, man. This is a great anthology movie. You really need to look that one up.
Creep Show's back on TV, eh?
It is. It's on... you could catch it if you have the AMC service, but it's also on Shudder.
Right.
With D's, not Shutter, like Shudder, like, like scared or whatever.
Show us.
You saw it.
Good okay. Enough. What was the year of the thing I was telling you about?
Let me see. Also, did you need to send Duke a link real quick if you can?
Thought you were in charge.
I'm asking you if you can. I'm trying to find the year of this. I'll have to Google it. The damn thing's right on the year, of course.
Oh.
I would say this is probably early 80s, though. This tape came out in 2000, but that's not when you saw it because you were pushing 50 in 2000. So
it must have been so many reissues on that I finally got around.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah, that got me, man. I remember I'd walk in the living room for a second, then run screaming out, and then I would just have to see what else happened after that. Yeah.
It looks like it was a 1975 movie. So it was a made-for-TV anthology horror directed by Dan Curtis, starring other people.
Wow. I didn't see it in 75. Promise you that.
Sure.
Hey, look who it is. We got
What's up, Duke?
What's up? How's it going, fellas?
It's great, man. Good to see you, buddy. How you doing?
You too. Pretty good, thanks.
Yeah, welcome, Duke, from the Retro Nonsense podcast that Duke does share with Chris Roberts here beside me. And they just had another fabulous episode, their 1 year anniversary. It's great times.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. I commend you, Duke, for being able to nail down Chris Roberts 12 times outside of football games.
It was quite the task.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's good. And I congratulate you on your latest video. That VCR repair was awesome. And the little
honestly, I'm really surprised you didn't lean in on our beginning of the episode, Bill. I thought I thought you would have been all over that. Of course, we don't have time to talk about it now because we got a guest on. So we'll have to skip right past that.
Because it happened 3 months ago by now. Oh, God. I got to take notes. Anyways.
Yeah, next time.
People know. Next time. All right, Duke, you said you got some stuff to show us.
Let's see it,
Duke.
I
picked up a few VHS tapes recently, so I figured I'd maybe show a few if you don't mind.
How did I do today? Usually call my stuff trash. How did I do today?
You're getting better.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. You got Chris on your side now, kind of helping you out. So
I'm trying, man. You know, he stopped bringing home old timey war movies and shit.
All right. Well, I'll go with my most recent one. I picked up this Addams Family.
That's cool.
It's not in there because I was actually watching it earlier this afternoon on my TV here. So
nice. So how did it look?
Yeah, it looks great. Real clean.
That's good.
Big fan of this show. Watched it a lot when I was a kid. And with it being autumn, horror stuff is always fun to come across. So
now, is that a specific? What is that? The first episode of the series, or
I believe it is. It seemed like it was. The Addams Family Goes to School. That's the one I just watched.
Okay.
There's only 3 episodes on this tape. It's only like 70 minutes long total, I think.
Now, between the Addams Family and the Munsters, where do you go?
Addams Family.
Addams Family.
I like the Munsters too, but I just watched them more as a kid. The Addams Family.
Yeah. What about you, Bill? I'm sorry.
No,
I just want to get the vote real quick. What about you, Bill?
Addams Family it's Addams Family too. I think the ladies were a lot hotter in the Addams Family. Am I right?
Honestly, I like the Munsters, but I feel like the Addams Family must have been played more in my market because I remember the theme song a lot. I just think I saw it more. I did see some really funny stuff with the Munsters though. It was pretty damn funny. So I don't know. I think they're both really good.
It was, and I'm the same way. I just watched the Addams Family a lot more. I think it was on maybe Nickelodeon a lot back when I was a kid.
Probably.
I'm not sure if that's where I saw it or not, or maybe it was just regular television. But I did watch the Munsters, but not as much. I didn't catch that as much. But I always liked the Addams Family. I always thought Cousin It was with that weird sound he made. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And of course, Lurch. That's his name, right? You rang.
Yeah.
All that stuff, just great. Very. I think the black and white helps it. It's just very gothic, and just the visuals are just great. So
for sure,
good show. So also recently I picked up the clamshell version of the Hobbit cartoon, the Rankin Bass. Right, this is Rankin Bass, right? I think it is. They did all those holiday cartoons and stuff like Rudolph and Frosty and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure they did this as well. I'm not seeing it on here, but that's what I remember. But yeah, this was I always liked this as a kid. I haven't seen it in a while. I actually bought this on DVD for the boys when they were toddlers to watch with them. So I do have it on DVD as well. But it was cool.
I have that movie, except mine's just in a standard slip. Just something standard. But it's cool, man. I remember they showed us that in school.
Yeah, this was one of those shows that it was like an annual thing, like The Wizard of Oz or something. I just remember seeing it like once a year kind of thing, if I remember right. Or at least a couple of times. Yeah, Rankin Bass. I see it now. So this was probably in the 70s, wasn't it? Late 70s, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But yeah, that's cool to have. So the Lord of the Rings one wasn't as good. Infamously, it was first two.
Yeah, that sucks because it didn't finish it. It leaves you hanging.
Yeah. So and then also, I've been looking for this forever. So I'm with VHS.
That's really cool.
Again, thanks to Chris for telling me to look through the clamshells because I never really did because I always thought they were always Disney movies, like Disney princess type movies.
Yeah. You even find horror tapes. Like there's horror
know.
tapes in the clamshell. Superman 2, Superman 3 have a clamshell. So there's a lot of cool clams to find.
This is one of my favorite movies from my childhood. I love this movie. So it's really cool to have on VHS. On my video, I did show this.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. I'm jealous of that one. That's a dope movie.
Yeah. So when I was watching it, it didn't really seem memorable to me. I remember this cover. I don't know if it's just because I saw it in the movie store a lot.
Probably.
Maybe I did catch it once or twice as a very young kid, but I don't think I've ever really seen it. How about you guys?
If I did, it was like same thing with you. I saw it I might have saw it like on a lazy afternoon, Sunday or Saturday or something. Caught a little bit of it. Maybe didn't watch the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But I remember just thinking it was probably cool. You know, like they're. Yeah. It's a kind of. It was like Cannonball Run, but murdery.
I think so. It's
something like that.
Yeah, so it's obviously an adult. But yeah, it was right 84, right in the middle of all the car themed. Racing cars were just huge back then. So
cars were everything, man.
Check that one out. I don't think I had these last time I was on, but I picked up my favorite Mel Brooks movie, Young Frankenstein.
That's good.
Beauty.
I think it's his best film by far. I watch this probably once a year. Love this movie. It's hysterical. Okay,
seems like Bill's got something to say. What are you more a Spaceballs guy or what is it?
No, Spaceballs is not better than that. But I mean, so many good High Anxiety and of course Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles,
watch
right?
over
I
and
knew
over
you
and
would say
over
Blazing
again.
Saddles.
Yeah.
It is good.
This one's my favorite.
High Anxiety is so good, and a lot of people haven't seen High Anxiety or History of the World. Man,
History of the World's good, but Gene Wilder. I mean, it's a Mel Brooks movie with Gene Wilder.
Awesome.
Gene Wilder's one of my favorite, probably my favorite comedic actor.
I think it's a masterpiece, man. It's awesome for sure.
I mean, all the movies he did with Richard Pryor, Bustin' Loose, Stir Crazy. I loved those movies as a kid.
Oh, I watched them a lot too.
Yeah,
it was always weird to me how they were in this movies a lot. I was like, "Is this like a sequel?" Or something? Like, as a kid, I didn't know. Like, I'm like, why didn't we were again?
We were talking movies like vignettes before, and Gene Wilder appeared in a Woody Allen movie that is a bunch of vignettes called "Everything You Ever Want to Know About Sex But Was Afraid to Ask." You ever seen that?
I've never seen the movie. I know what it is. Yeah.
There's a Gene Wilder segment, and it's just his acting ability just blows that scene out of the water. He gets shown this business that's happening to this dude, and it's just his reaction. And Woody Allen just lets that camera sit on him for, it seems like ages, just 6 minutes, just his face as he's reacting and his head is thinking about what is happening and the facial expressions. You're right. He was brilliant guy.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if I had this last time I was on, but I picked up this fairly recently.
Yeah. It's classic, man, and that's a cool cover too. I just love everything about that cover and the spine, and it really pops.
That'd be a clamshell too, wouldn't it?
I don't know if there's a clam, but that's the copy you want, or at least that's the one I want. When I saw that one definitely went home with me. I got 2 or 3 copies of that for a couple for sale. If you need one, Bill, I can add it to your pile.
Sure do.
Okay.
This is RCA Columbia Pictures home video. You guys always read who the names are on there, so I figured I would too. I found this at the Goodwill as well. Thought it was kind of an interesting looking tape. I've never seen one like this. It's the cartoon favorites. It's kind of weird that it doesn't say, Bugs Bunny or whatever on there.
Yeah, it's strange. And it's like no Warner Brothers on there anywhere? Or?
Let me see on the tape itself. No.
That's
Video
strange.
Treasures, look at that.
Well, Video Treasures, they put out a lot of low budget releases, so they probably got the, distributing rights to a few cartoons for a limited time and cranked them out.
I thought it was really strange box art with no it doesn't say, on the back it says starring Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig, Daffy Duck. So it does kind of have that list on the back, but I thought it was kind of weird. So
they would make their own crappy cartoon character movies too. Sell them super cheap on Video Treasures.
Hey, back to our podcast for a second.
boy.
To hear them try to say that Bugs Bunny wasn't a cartoon is ridiculous.
No, that was weird.
They're
That
trying
was
to
off
make
the
the argument that they used to be released before movies. Yeah, we know. But guess what? It got repackaged. And also, the Roadrunner and Speedy Gonzales and all that stuff, that was filmed in the 70s. Those were later. So, they weren't all the 50s in this, you know. I mean, get out of here with that.
That was Saturday morning for sure.
Saturday morning cartoon.
For me,
And
it was. Yeah.
Batman was not a Saturday morning cartoon. That was Monday through Friday. I used to watch it after school.
Or the Tick.
That was
The
never
Tick
on
was on
Saturday
Saturday.
I don't remember that. And but again, Tick ain't in my top 10. Sorry. Not even an honorable mention. It wasn't okay. It wasn't bad.
I've never seen the Tick.
It was all right. I didn't hate it. I mean,
You wouldn't have liked it as a kid. It was more for grown-ups.
yeah, because
Was that 90s stuff?
Yeah. Early 90s.
Well, that's why I didn't watch Saturday morning cartoons in the 90s. That was
It wasn't
working.
on Saturday mornings. Kevin was
Right.
crazy there.
But he's like, go to the WB website. Okay. Thanks, Kevin. Anyway, I know it's just for fun, and I'm poking fun back. That's all.
All right, last one I'll show is I thought this was cool to find a double.
Yeah.
Tape jaws.
That's cool.
So got the shiny cover and everything.
And it's got a little bit of extra features on it and stuff. Hey,
Yeah,
Kyle.
it's 25th anniversary collector's edition, digitally remastered, exclusive footage, interviews, and behind the scenes material. Over 75 minutes of bonus features. So I thought that was really cool.
No, that's a great collector's piece to pick up.
Yeah, for
Plus,
sure.
you know, again, I mean, obviously Blu-ray would be the better way to watch it. But, you know, you're in your game room, you got your VCR nearby, you're playing some games, you pop that in, dude. That's a perfect background movie to have on.
Absolutely.
You're probably not
That's
going to see
awesome.
that shooting star, but
Maybe not. But either way, it's a perfect background movie to have on. It's awesome.
Well, that's it. I just want to show a couple of my most recent tapes.
Hey, those are good pickups.
Yeah, thanks.
Now, Bill, did you take notes on
mm,
how to pick up some quality merch?
well, this show is to educate and show everyone all the stuff that's available out there, and you know how you can grab it all and look at it and have fun looking at it. And you
That's
can
true.
decide what to keep afterwards. It's all conversation. It's all Duke's already curated his stuff. He's already looked through it and got the perfect stuff. So we don't all have that luxury. You know, we're just grabbing stuff. Just grabbing. So
I will say you had the right idea though, Bill. Just to, like, especially here's the thing: when you're going tape hunting, if the store has a cart or a big basket, grab that and just start piling stuff in it. You know what I mean? Because when you're done, you can always take stuff out. But it's a lot better than if you had any sort of competition and then somebody snagged something that you wanted because you were trying to, you know, you didn't have nowhere to put it, or you know what I mean? Like, always grab a cart if you can and just pile them in. And then before you go to the register, if you need to go back through them or look up price, like if something looks interesting, but you want to check its value, do that later. Don't waste time. You know what I mean? Just throw it in the cart. I see people do it all the time though. And I'm like, what do you, even I've done it. And I've said to myself, what am I doing? I can do this later. I just throw the stuff in the cart. Anything that looks interesting, go in the cart. And then when I'm done shopping, I can take things right back out. It doesn't cost anything.
For sure. I'm the other way too. Like, well, I'm in two modes. If no one is there, then I'm taking my time and looking. But if anyone else is,
you just start grabbing stuff. Exactly. Because, you know, it's going to be more heartbreaking if they take that one. It don't matter if you got 20 tapes. If they took that one you really wanted, you failed. You know it's going to kill you. So grab what you want. And then,
are you guys primarily getting these at like Goodwills and stuff? Like where do you guys mostly get your tapes?
Go ahead, Bill. You can start.
Well, it's a little bit weird up here in Canada and Ontario. I'd say it's not. We're in a weird time where VHS is considered garbage.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of thrift stores aren't even carrying it; they'll refuse it.
Right.
And then the odd thrift store will, you know, think they have something hot and overprice it.
$10 for Jurassic Park.
And then you have other ones that are $5 for $1. So it's the whole gambit here. It's really difficult to gauge where to go and where to find it.
Well, my advice is if you know your thrift stores for one. Like if you know there's the guy that's got the 5 for 10, make sure that's in your rotation, especially if you start noticing getting new stock in. But also, you know, like, figure it out. Like, so as far as my answer, Duke, is Goodwill here doesn't have as many VHS anymore. They're very hit and miss. They used to be a gold mine for VHS, but they've started weeding them out. And I don't know if that means they're getting less or they're just not accepting as many.
Well, it's funny you say that because the Goodwills around me, I've probably got, because I travel for my work, you know, in multiple counties, there's probably a good 10 or 12 that I can frequent. And
I would go to
ones,
one. Yeah.
Well, I do, but I know which ones sell VHS and which ones don't. So they must collect them and then send them to the other ones that do.
I do think that happens. You know, because Goodwill is a national thing. It's not mom and pop or brand. So I think they ship them to different stores. They trade merchandise with each other, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Record stores are a great place to look for VHS. A matter of fact, a couple from our last episode, those tapes that I got 6 or 7 tapes from a record store. And sometimes they're $2 or $3, like Kyle's talking about. Sometimes they're nothing, like a quarter, 10 cents. It really just depends on the kind of store you go to. You're obviously going to go to some that value them more, put a higher price tag on them. But even then, they get caught slipping. You know, it just depends on what everybody collects differently. Like, I don't mind paying up for something that I want, but also I'd rather get it cheap. Now, I know some people, like Curtis, for instance, he said he ain't gonna pay more than $5 for a tape, and that's fine. But you know, you're limiting yourself, and if that's what you want to do, that's great. So then find those stores that you know have them. Like in Curtis's area, I'd be hitting Savers a lot. There's a couple of those. Those are big thrift store chains. Definitely hit the Goodwills. You know, because again, like Duke says, he has some that have them, some that don't. Same with me. I have 2 that have them, and like 2 that don't. So I know which ones I want to hit, you know, and every now and then they'll bring them back in. Mom and pops are usually really good for them, though, because they're the ones that are like 5 for $1.
If you noticed, I put on Twitter a little clip of me venturing into a new store that I discovered. I also put it on my latest video. And that place is like, I don't know, 45 minutes from my house. So Tara and I discovered it when we went on our bike ride last weekend. But it was funny because I was in there, and this place was awesome. It's one of those places, again, that had vinyl and tape, you know, cassette tapes, stereo equipment, VCRs, DVD players, just stacked up everywhere. Like 3 or 4. It was like an old house that they turned into a shop. So there's like 3 or 4 rooms you can go in and just kind of look around. So I ventured off to the very back, and that's where I found the box of VCR tapes, which is where I found my Death Race 2000. And there was 2 or 3 boxes stacked on top of each other of VHS tapes, and that was the only one that kind of interested me. So I took it up there, and she says, "Oh, where'd you get this?" I said, "You know, in that back room." She said, "Oh, that's the office." I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that was the office."
Oops.
Said, "Oh,
We've all done that.
Yeah.
Some of us on purpose.
But anyway, she was like, "Yeah, I put all the VHS, you know, out of the way because we had to make room for all this other stuff because nobody ever, you know, wants it." I said, "Well, I kind of collect for it." So she said, "Oh, go ahead and look through it all." So I did. But you know, she was like, "You know, we get people in here. I just kind of turn them away because nobody really asks for VHS." So it's kind of a shame. People are trying to give this stuff away and they don't even want it.
And a lot of them end up in the dump. So another strategy I would do is try to put in search of ads on, you know, like up in Canada, you got Kijiji, and I'm sure you have Facebook Market Group up there.
Yeah.
Some ban that, so you have to be kind of tricky on how you do it. Like you have to be like, show a bunch of tapes and then put words on the picture. Like, I will buy, instead of putting it in the ad, because they have filters that will pull it out. You know, you kind of have to do some things sometimes to get around it. So people will contact you to sell. And then sometimes when you put up tapes to sell and then people hit you up, then you can reverse hit them up and be like, "Do you have tapes you want to get rid of?" You know what I mean? Right. So there's that's a good way to meet other like fellow collectors, and you can do tape trading and stuff like that. I've had some do that where they've asked me for something I was selling, and then I ended up getting something from them. Yeah, you do need a movie playing in the background, dude. You're messing it up, man. Totally.
I thought about it for a second, and I was like,
that's all right.
No, it's in fact, I can actually do that because I got my Adams Family.
Just make sure you put the volume down.
But,
we don't want to get
I mentioned this last time I was on that I have a unique kind of thing too because of my trade. I'd say a good 50% of my collection was given to me by customers who are just giving things away.
Yep.
I'll be in their basement or their attic, and I'll be like, "Yeah, I noticed you got some VHS or some old, video game stuff. If you ever, throw it away, maybe give me a call. Oh, just take it." I get that all the time. So, I got a ton of tapes from customers that are just giving them away because they're just in their basement and they don't want them. So, no, I do have that technique that I get to use as well. But
that's a good thing. I mean, sourcing out your friends and let people know that you're interested. It's the same strategy we've all used with video games. I mean, it's the same strategy.
I'm starting to kind of get a little tempted to start looking at some stuff online because there's some stuff I know I'll never find like in the wild, like the Reanimator, like we were talking about earlier today, and just some great horror movies like that. I know I'll never see that stuff in the wild, at least unless you go to like conventions or stuff like that.
Here's the thing, Duke. We all have birthdays. We all have Christmas. If that's something you want, let your loved ones know. Hey, somehow. Instead of something you don't want, get something you do want.
Yeah, because there's a whole list in my head of VHS tapes that I know I want. I mean, a huge list. The Donner Superman movies I want.
Oh, yeah.
The V series I would love to have on VHS.
Yeah.
Multiple horror movies. Life Force. You guys familiar with Life Force? Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Life Force is dope.
You know who? That's the director of Chainsaw Massacre. Director,
yeah,
right?
Toby Hooper.
Yeah. That's a really cool 80s horror movie. It's like science fiction horror. Love that stuff. So there's a whole list of things that I know I want, but I know I'll have a hard time finding.
But some of the stuff that you like, Duke, isn't necessarily pricey either. I mean, especially if it's like $10 or less. I mean, we all waste little amounts of money on things all the time. So,
well, this I think she said this was like a $20 tape. I only paid $8 for it.
Yeah,
but she was like, "Oh, that one's kind of high."
It is.
So I bought a bunch of other stuff. And she said, "I'll give it to you for $8." So
I would have paid that.
Yeah. So, but she, unfortunately, that was one of those places that looks everything up. There's no prices on anything. But they all do that now, in my experience, for the most part.
The one thing you have an advantage in VHS is there's still a lot of people that think it's trash.
Yeah.
And you do get a lot of people who are surprised that you want it. If you play your cards right and you play it cool, they won't be tipped off that they're worth anything. You just, I still have a VCR and,
Yep.
Don't get too excited and act like, oh my God, I can't. Oh, you got all these tapes. It's like,
my Nana still has a VCR. Maybe she'd like this Reanimator movie.
Yeah, my Nana loved it. She was a huge horror fan.
All right, Duke, before we let you go, do you want to tease anyone on what the next Retro Nonsense podcast will be about?
Oh, yeah, we got a real good one. We're going to do, you want to tease it, Chris?
Oh, yeah. We're going to, I think for a second, because we were talking two different topics originally. Yeah, we're going to do the Battle of the Monsters. So we're going to go tournament style. We're going to take 80s, right? Just mostly 80s. Yeah. I think just 80s. We're going to take 80s movie monsters and we're going to tear them out like a standard tournament. We're going to have number one seeds and, so on. And we're going to battle it out and see if we have any upsets. See what happens.
It's going to be cool.
Cool. All right. Nice. When do we look forward to that? When's that happening?
We don't know. Sometime in October.
Next month.
Yeah, sometime in October. So probably mid-month, most likely.
All right. You can find the Retro Nonsense podcast everywhere you look for podcasts. They're out there. Definitely check them out. They got 12 big episodes you can listen to if you haven't heard them yet. So go check that out.
And we're not like some of these fly-by-night ones where they just throw stuff out and they don't edit and all that. This is very edited, well-produced,
Yep. It's very well done. Very well done. Okay, Duke, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you next time.
See you there, Duke.
See ya.
That was Duke from Retro Nonsense.
Hey, man, this is channel 26. This is a Karate Kid tape that I had playing, and it went into some stuff. I don't know what's going on, but
yeah, I saw we were losing you to the TV for a little
well,
bit.
I saw Magnum PI pop up all of a sudden. I was like, that's not Daniel's son. But see, look, this is KMPH 26. I was talking about that station. And look, Sunday they were going to show Sea Hunt at 10:30 p.m.
Well, that's the other thing too. The fun thing looking through these old tapes, like back, 20 years ago, I don't know how it is in the States, but there was a lot of independent TV stations where they didn't have to air the network crap. They could do their own thing, and they came up with great interstitials. They came up with their own productions, and they just had wacky movies and stuff. They made their own commercials, all that stuff. Now everything is so homogenized and put through the network blender that they're all the same. So fun stuff coming out of the old VHS tapes.
Yeah, dude, I that's a little, I don't even want to say guilty pleasure because it's just a pleasure, but I really do enjoy coming across people's home recordings. Sometimes they're a bust because they're edited, like they dub tapes, and it's like, I don't want that. I want something that's off of standard television or even HBO, but as long as it's got the bumpers and the, you know what I'm saying? Especially commercials like this. I don't think the beginning of this had commercials. I didn't see any while Karate Kid was on, but now that it's kicked into whatever they dubbed over, you're starting to see some commercials. You're starting to see some oddball stuff, some TV promos. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right.
Stuff that was lost in history, and now it's back. And so I'm going to have Bill fix it and upload it somehow.
Yeah, we have the power now to upload this stuff. So
we do.
Look, where are we going to put it? I don't know yet. We haven't decided.
We're kicking around some ideas, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah. We don't want to confuse the viewers of this channel too much, but this show's on here too. So I
don't know. We'll have to figure it out. Plus, there's that short category that YouTube's pushing a lot. So, like commercials and stuff, that kind of falls in that 30 seconds or less kind of thing.
Yeah, if they're still pushing, I don't know if they are.
Oh, they still are. There's whole channels dedicated to it now. It's just like, just get a fucking TikTok. What are you doing? Yeah,
well, maybe we'll have to have VHS.
Well, I think we need to do it on. Yeah. Anyways, we're winding down.
Yeah. Let's not have the production meeting in front of the audience.
Right.
Okay. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to follow Chris Roberts over on Instagram. He has a huge Instagram following over there. He is CWR2 everywhere you want to go look for him. He's kind of a big deal. So if he'll even reply to you if you leave a comment. I
always do that.
So he's a big deal. Check him out. And this show will be back for some more VHS collection later on this week. Come by for the vinyl collection. Yeah. That's I think we have a milestone there too.
Is that coming up on something?
We're gonna do that. I think it's Wednesday. So
thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, thanks, Kyle. Come by on Wednesday for the vinyl collection, and we have some interesting stuff to show you there. I have a whole panel of guests for that show, and I got something big. I can't believe I found it here in my neck of the woods.
I found a band record today. What do you think of that?
Good. That's good stuff. So
it's band.
There's going to be lots of good stuff. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us on the VHS show. Chris, got anything you want to say before we sign off?
Well, thanks for everybody tuning in. Appreciate it. We're working on this, trying to turn it into a thing. So come back next time and call in. Show us your stuff. You could be just like Duke, showing the tapes that you found at your thrift store.
For sure. And send us an email. I'll start to continue mail at gmail.com.
And if you just want to send in pictures,
we'll show pictures.
Right. No nudes. I mean, you can send them to me in my DMs, but
Okay. That's it. Okay. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.